How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to DeKalb High School Sectional number 5 here in the state of Indiana, Class 4A boys basketball. We're just 2 minutes away from getting started here. This is SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Carrington Thompson on the camera. This is Tim Atkinson calling your play-by-play. Just heard the school songs from both schools. And we'll get set here. About 2 minutes on the clock. We'll throw you down for the starting lineups here shortly. But this is an SAC battle coming up 25, 30 miles north of Fort Wayne to do battle here on the hardwood at DeKalb High School. Very snowy weather outside. Very difficult to get here, but the ones that are here, and that's why I would think that we are not packed as we will be as this progresses. Fans obviously running a little bit late with the weather that it is outside. So we got less than a minute here to go. But this is a rematch of January the 29th, played at the Fieldhouse in Carroll, where Carroll won 52-47 at home. So Snider comes in with the chip on their shoulder, wanting a little bit revenge, but this is the culmination, ladies and gentlemen, of all the hard work, the season battle, the struggle that both these squads and all 4 squads we will see tonight with our second matchup. Northrop and East Noble will be played shortly, about 20-25 minutes after this contest. But we're excited to get this boys sectional action underway here at DeKalb High School. This is SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Right now, we'll throw you down for the PA announcer for the starting lineups and the national anthem.
All fans act responsibly and courteously to those around you. Abusive language or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and not welcome at IHSAA events. Let's afford the student athletes, coaches, officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Please enjoy the game. At this time, we would invite all fans to stand and honor our country with the playing of the national anthem. Now, let's meet the non-starters from Fort Wayne Snider High School. Number 3, Jordan Hopkins. Number 5, Damian Thompson. Number 24, John Lee. Number 32, Taylor Hathaway. Number 40, LaDonta Hicks-Gentry. Number 42, Michael Barnfield. And number 44, Bryson Ack. And now, introducing the starters for Snider High School. Number 1, Jordan Gorman. Number 11, DeAndre Brown. Number 22, Samuel Kitchen. Number 34, Malik Williams. And number 50, Devin Tennant. It goes to the Panthers' Marty Tudor. Now, introducing the non-starters for Carroll High School. Number 5, Daniel McKeeman. Number 10, Avery Fath. Number 15, Nathaniel Fish. Number 20, Anthony Martin. Number 25, Jordan Bridges. Number 51, Jared Hofer. And number 12, Dylan Redding. And now, introducing the starters for Carroll High School. Number 4, Jacob Redding. Number 11, Arius Jones. Number 14, Kyle Mallers. Number 33, Riley Burley. And number 55, DeKalb Brown. Head coach for the Chargers is Marty Beasley.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to DeKalb High School Sectional number 5, Class 4A high school basketball in the state of Indiana. We'll play 4 quarters of basketball, 8 minutes. There will be short halftime, no shot clock here in the state of Indiana, as we could talk in length about, especially with Carroll on the floor here tonight. But to jump, the Ball State commit Kyle Mallers, number 14 for Carroll, and a top 50 player in the country, number 34, Malik Williams in his class. That's the 2017 class. Possession will start with Carroll. And Snider comes out in the man-to-man defense. We're underway with the first game of the doubleheader here this evening at DeKalb High School. That's Redding. You can't give him a peek. Perlick, jumper, no good. Williams with his first board. He can push it. Fumbled the ball there, no travel. Tennant looks right down low. Williams double team, triple team. Tried to find the open player, stolen by Mallers. Hill on the break. And no one stopped ball, but can't finish with the left. Williams, second board. Williams will pull it up, now kick it up to the senior Sam Kitchen. Up top to Gorman, starting 5 as Carroll comes out in the man-to-man. Starting 5 for Snider, Jordan Gorman, Keandre Brown, Sam Kitchen, Malik Williams, and Devin Tennant. As we have a turnover there on Snider for Carroll, starting 5, number 4, Jacob Redding, Arius Jones, Kyle Mallers, Riley Perlick, and Callum Brown. As I mentioned in the opener, this is a rematch from the SAC conference season, which Carroll won 52-47 at home in the field house. Double team Redding out by the three-point line, almost led to a turnover. Good catch by Brown and swatted by Williams, and goes behind the back between the legs. This kid's out of control with his skills. Malik Williams, top 50 player in the country in the class of 2017. 2 turnovers now for Snider. We sit nothing. Redding, 3, no good. Tennant may have got away with the push off. The Carroll faithful sure wanted it. Williams now, he can launch a 3 as well. Being picked up by Mallers. Here's Redding on top with Gorman. Sub early for Snider. Coach John Tudor going with Hicks-Gentry off the bench and setting down Keandre Brown. That's another turnover on Snider. That's 3 in the early going. Perlick left open, kicks it to Brown. Good baseline drive. by number 55, Kellum Brown, to get his Chargers on the scoreboard first. 2-0 is your score now. Kellum Brown will head to the line to try to convert the three-point play. Of course, Kellum Brown famously hit the buzzer beater shot at Northside to beat Northside during that conference season in the SAC. One of the highlights of the season. Kitchen left wide open here on the wing. Jones comes out to help. Hicks Gentry down low to Williams. Good hands by Brown. That's a steal. 4 or 5 turnovers here going early for Snider. And that's a beautiful move. The senior Kellum Brown, I guarantee you one thing, he'll leave it out on the floor. Not known for the shooting ability, but super athletic. Number 55, the senior Kellum Brown. That's Hicks Gentry. But Dante Hicks Gentry gets his Panthers on the board. He gets his first bucket. He averages 8.5 a game. 3-ball, Kyle Mallers. He will go out and stroke that. No doubt about it. He'll be headed about 60 miles south of us to Muncie, Indiana, to play at Ball State next year. Here's Gorman rubbing the screen off Hicks Gentry, right-handed floater. Can't get the roll, and we're gonna stay here. They're gonna get Brown with the push-off down low. Well, the senior will pick up his first. Carroll up 7-2. Brown checks back in, Kitchen out. This is my favorite lineup that Coach Tudor will employ. They go a box here on the out of bounds. As they're just gonna lob it into Tennant, run a play off that. Brown out to Williams. You gotta cut off the drive. Finger roll, no good. On put back, no good. Came back to him, but no good. Once again, Snider fighting for it. Coming up with offensive opportunities. Williams says, I'll just step back if I can't hit the bunny. But short on that, Jones with the board. Good look to Brown, and he finishes. Wonderful look by Carroll. Bounce pass, half length of the court to Brown, who laid it up in. 9-2. Carroll looking extremely energized here to start. Gorman, no good. Mallers will just let it trickle out of bounds. We'll go Carroll way. 4:17 to play in the first quarter. 9-2 is your score. Coach Tudor wants a timeout on the floor. Needs to talk about it here a bit, but right now the up and down pace really playing into Carroll's hands as they can spread you out from all positions and knock down the long distance threes with Redding, Mallers, Perlick, and Brown. You gotta respect every single player on the floor offensively for Carroll. That led to Coach Tudor burning a timeout. Need to talk about the turnovers they need to square those up. Really looking back at this first 4 minutes, gotta feel pretty lucky, only down 7 with 5-6 turnovers that they've had here in the first 4. So 9-2 is your score. Gorman, Brown, Dante Hicks Gentry, Tennant, and Williams for Snider. Mallers, Brown, Jones, Perlick, and Redding. So the starting 5 for both squads back in the game. 4:15 to play here in the first. A little three-quarter court trap. Nice Snider out of the timeout. Carroll didn't have much issue as they set it up top to Jones. There he is, Jones. He averages 5, almost 5.5 a game, but 3.5 assists. Good look down the low to Perlick, who's triple teamed. Kicks it out to Redding. Mallers feels out the defense, puts up the floater, no good. Good pressure defense by Tennant as he runs the floor. Brown takes it in, is tripped, and no call. Either way, as Brown just won't stop the ball. Does Snider, and Brown hits his 8th point, already at his season average. Kellum Brown with 8 of the 11 of Carroll points. 11-2 is your score, 3.5 to play in the first. Tennant looked to drop it down low, but great defense played by Brown. Went right around Williams. Jones leaves it to Perlick. Up top to Brown, swings it to Mallers. Mallers look deep from Steph Curry range. Chooses not to, pump fake. Finds Jones, just side three-point line, one dribble. Leaves it to Perlick. Perlick being guarded by Hicks. Gentry kicks it back out now to Brown. And they'll reset with under 3 minutes. Mallers, good pump fake. Williams recovered. Coach Marty Beasley, in his 11th year with Carroll, calls out a play. He's 161 and 96 overall in his career here at Carroll. Mallers, little fadeaway jumper, baseline. No good, rebounded by Snider. Gorman pushes up to Tennant, and can't get it to go. The easy bucket right there. You like to see the big fella, one power dribble and go with two hands with the jam, but left it off the glass, no good. As Jones comes back and knocks it in. Arius Jones, second three ball for Carroll. That's his first three. They're up by a dozen. 2:10 remaining. Gorman's left alone from three. That won't go. Jones with the board. Look to push. Has Brown with the bounce pass. Spin move. Pump fake. Blocked by Hicks. Gentry, but Redding somehow got it, but came down to Brown. No good. Rebound by Tennant. Good action on the glass. Just can't get it to go. Brown. Hicks. Gentry. Reach in for Jones. No call. He wanted the foul. Redding. And blocked by Tennant. Williams looks to push, has Gorman on the wing, hesitation dribble, and they'll get a blocking foul called on Kellum Brown. That's a big call because that's his second. With a minute 37 to go here in the first quarter. Mass substitutions here for Carroll. Hathaway in for Snider to relieve Tennant. Jared Hoffer, the big fella, the sophomore, checks in, number 51 for Carroll, along with number 20, Anthony Martin, and number 10, Avery Fath. And down to Gorman. 14-2. Snider looking for some momentum. Kicks it out. Brown grabs it. Good screen by Hicks. Gentry went underneath it, and it didn't hurt that time. Rebound by Williams. Loses the handle. Hathaway, nice look to Williams, who puts it up and in. So the talented junior finally on the board, averages nearly 21 a game. He only has 2 here within the first 7 minutes of play. So as you can see, they don't lose a whole lot of size. View the Chargers with Mallers sitting down. They come in with the big sophomore Hoffer, who rises up with the jumper, and the sophomore knocks it in. Only averages a point a game. Already best that average. Back to 12-point lead for the Chargers. 45 seconds to go. Double team comes on Williams. He looks to skip past to Brown. Brown, crossover, goes into the paint, blocked. Mallers saves. And Mallers and Hoffer on the floor right now. That's blocked by Hicks. Gentry, and he looks to push it. Nice jump step. That's what you want to see out of the big fella. Good jump stop. Went up strong with 2 hands, put it in to cut into that lead. Hicks. Gentry now with 4 of the 6. Down by 10, 10 seconds to go here in the first. Look for Redding as he has distance, just can't control the ball there. Goes out of bounds with 4.2. Snider with the chance to cut into this 10-point deficit before the buzzer here of the first. And down to Gorman, looks to push. 3, 2, 1, got to put it up. Williams at the buzzer, that's good if it goes. Left rim, no good. That's where we'll end the first quarter with the Chargers up 16-6. We'll take a short break and have a word from our sponsor. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Carroll out to a commanding lead early, 16-6 over the Snider Panthers. Rematch from a conference game January the 29th. at Carroll Fieldhouse. Carroll won that at home by 5, 52-47. Carroll coming out here though early with a ton of energy as East Noble has entered the building there, far side of the court. As we get set, 8 minutes to play left in this first half. Snider needs to get a bucket, or at least a good look at the bucket to get some things moving. See if they choose to go out. As they're going underneath every screen is Carroll. Obviously the game plan by Coach Beasley. Rebounded by Mallers off the Williams miss. Mallers, as I mentioned, headed to Muncie, Indiana to play at Ball State next year. He is committed. Jones. Hoffer looks for Mallers. Loose and picked up. Jones scrambled defensively, finds Hoffer and just couldn't handle it. Threw a little bit behind him, but I'm sure he's upset with himself. Just couldn't handle the ball. Turnover Carroll. Snider with the chance again to cut into that 10-point deficit. As the cheerleaders get a little stern warning from the referee. Never good to pick on the cheerleaders, the pride and joy of the school. Along with the band, put in so many hours of work. We're back to the hardwood now. Gorman looking to run, set it up here, 7:15 to go in the second quarter. Rubs the screen off Williams. Same action that came out of the quarter with. Brown, and a travel called. I'd have to see a replay on that one. We'll go with the referee's decision. He's right there within a foot. But tough call. Another turnover over on Snider. They have been so damaging for them as Northrop walks behind us now, sits behind us. Both schools in the building now that will play the doubleheader. They'll match up for the first time this year. That's Northrop out of the SAC. And East Noble out of that Northeast State. Williams looks for the baseball pass. Hopkins grabs it. He can shoot the ball. You got to get out on him. Had Hoffer, gave it up. Williams, the free throw line, leans into Mallers, puts it up, no good. Gets his own board, puts it back up, good. Malik Williams now with 4, averages 20. Missed a couple bunnies. Couple decent jumpers. Not sure, I don't think he's had a 3 attempt yet tonight. There's Mallers for 3, and he can't hit his second attempt. May have got away with the push-off, did Hoffer, but Snider still comes down with it. Gorman with a crafty dribble, and Hopkins steps out of bounds. Another turnover on Snider, just killing them here in this first half. Down by 8, really limiting their shots with these turnovers. Gorman, Hopkins, Brown, Hicks, Gentry, and Williams for Snider. Mallers, Martin, Jones, Perlick, and Redding for Carroll. Just under 6 minutes in the second. Good pressure defense by Snider, but that leads over that back cut. Good pump fake. Nicely done by the youngster, number 20, Anthony Martin, the junior. Knew he had the size disadvantage, came to a jump stop down low, pump faked it, got the shot blocker up, and they did block, but that was with a foul. That will send the junior to the line. Try to make this a 10-point advantage. Once again, he hits the first. That's his first bucket for Martin, averages 5 a game. Good minutes off the bench right now for the junior. Good looking backspin from that free throw from Martin. Back to a 10-point advantage for the Chargers. Of course, we're at DeKalb High School here in Auburn, Indiana, just north of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where both these two teams are located. Down low to Hicks Gentry, back out to Gorman. Gorman's been cold outside. Malik Williams, he can light it up. No good. Mallers Got a hand in the face late, but that went out of bounds off Snider. Will go Carroll's way. Full court pressure, a little choking pressure by Snider. Trying to take Carroll out of the rhythm a little bit. And they'll get a hand check foul there on Gorman. That's his first. Been a pretty well officiated game here in the early going. Just 2 team fouls on each squad. With only 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. But that is Gorman's first. That's the team's third. Check that. Third, not second. Team foul. Jones. Finds Perlick. Being guarded by Hicks Gentry. And they're going to get a pushing foul there on Hicks Gentry on the dribble drive by Perlick. Hicks Gentry's first, team's fourth. We'll go out of bounds with Mallers and the Chargers. Underneath the basket as Tennant checks in for Hicks Gentry. Senior for senior. Look down low to Perlick. Perlick made a nice catch and traveled. Referee saying he picked up the pivot foot before the pill came out of the hand, caused a turnover. So maybe that's what Snider needed. With 4:51 to go in the second. Already limiting their possessions here with the turnovers in the first half. Really need to take advantage of this remaining 5. Brown. Looking for Tennant down low, goes up top to Williams, pinned down, but blocked away by Perlick. Gorman, baseline dribble drive, and they'll get a blocking foul called on Arius Jones, team's third. That is his first. We'll stay out of bounds to Snider. 4:31 remaining here in the second quarter. SummitCitySports.com brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Tim Atkinson calling your play-by-play here this evening. Both games will be out here at DeKalb, Northrop East Noble. Your second game coming shortly after this. Williams hangs in the air and just cannot get the shots to go that he normally gets to hit nothing but net. He's got to be frustrated with himself. Trust me, I've seen some explosive outputs by Malik Williams this year. One that comes to mind is the school record, of course, at Black Hawk Christian, where Malik Williams dropped 45 points. That is not a travel. I hate to see that called. Went with the spin move, kept the pivot foot, then went up with the shot. Looked like a good move to this broadcaster. As Martin looks to push, then backs it back out. Up top to Jones. Carroll in no hurry at all, up by 10. Jones finds Mallers, pump fake. Face up, nicely done by Kyle Mallers. Now with 5 points, averages nearly 15 for the Chargers. 28, matching their biggest lead for Carroll is 12. Brown, crossover. And knocked away off Carroll. It's a good call down low by the referee. Went off Carroll. Will stay with Snider. Williams pushes out towards the three-point line. Brown swings it near to Hopkins. Down low to Tennant. Has a size advantage on Perlick. And they're going to get a holding call there on number 33, Riley Perlick. He's a sophomore. Got hit with his first. Team's fourth. I mentioned these are SAC foes. First year in the SAC for Carroll, along with the SAC champs, Homestead Spartans, who beat Carroll in the final game. As Malik Williams went up for the tomahawk jam and got pulled down smartly by Carroll. That would have brought the house down a bit, maybe got some momentum going for Snider, which they desperately need. will send Williams to the line. He'll get 2. Foul is on number 11, Arius Jones, the sophomore. It's his second. No scoring so far here for the talented junior backcourt. Jacob Redding still being held scoreless, averages 15 a game. He shoots 47% beyond the three-point line and can really get it going from range. Williams misses the second. Nearly got his own rebound, but did push it back to the teammate. Near side to Williams. Pull up, rims out. Perlick with a nice block out. They're gonna get Devin Tennant for pulling on that block out. All you can do, Riley Perlick, the nice box out on the bigger player in Devin Tennant. Here's Fath looking to set it up. Takes a screen from Perlick. Look down low to Mallard. Sides go Redding. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Williams. Under 3 minutes. Looked up to Tennant. Good catch by Tennant. Composes himself and puts it up, but can't get it to go. Rebounded by Williams. Floater. Got it. Malik Williams. Careful if he starts going. The lead now is only 9 for Carroll. 2.5 to go here in the second. Redding. Up top to Fath. Hands it to Mallers. Mallers has Williams on him. Pump fake. Good job cutting to the bucket by Mallers and was left wide open for a minute. Gained his composure, put it up and good. Now with 7 points, lead back to 11 for Carroll. Andre Brown, near side, Gorman looking down low to Williams. Dribble drive, pull up from 15, got it. Jordan Gorman finally on the board, averages 9 a game. That's his first bucket. 22-13, minute 43 to go in this second. Redding. Another screen from Mallers, rises up and can't get it to go. Brown looks to push all the way to the buckets. Layup and no call on the contact. Out of bounds to Carroll. Refs have been consistent on letting them get away with a little contact, which you always like to see as a spectator, as long as it goes both ways. Kind of feel it has so far here in the first half. Minute 15, Snider down by 9. Good back cut by Mallers, but Tennant saw it the whole way. Needs to give it up. Bounce pass to Williams and knocked away by Martin. Nice play by the junior. Fath knocked away by Gorman and will get hit with the foul. Gorman will pick up his second. We'll send Fath to the line to shoot 2, up by 9. Referee just gave a warning there to Malik Williams, as we'll finally get to the foul shots. As Fath spins that one out. Still a 9-point deficit for Snider. As poorly as they've played, they're still in striking distance, still with 17 minutes to go in the game. Plenty of time for the Panthers. Fath hits the second of 2. 10-point advantage, under a minute. Gorman, Williams, Hopkins, Tennant, and Brown. The 5 for Snider. Redding, Fath, Hoffer, Mallers, and Martin. Your 5 for Carroll. We're at 45 seconds. And Hopkins, the senior from deep, averages 4.5 a game. Knocks it down from distance to pull within 7. They fix the score now, 23-16, 25 seconds. Carroll will settle here for the last shot, I would assume. Holding Snider under 20 points is a pretty good feat as they average 61 points a game. But Carroll averages 58 and they're held here at 23. Under 10, Mallers and Williams. 5 seconds. Pump fake, puts it up, good no call, rebounded by Tennant. And at the buzzer, good if it goes, and too much oomph for the senior. And we will go to halftime. Carroll keeps the lead up 23-16. Snider has to feel fortunate to get back in the contest, playing so poorly in the first half here at DeKalb High School in the first game of the doubleheader. We're going to take a short break right now, ladies and gentlemen, and have a word from our sponsor. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. DeKalb High School, SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. It's a couple minutes left on the clock before we get set with the third quarter. A couple score updates for you as we set 23-16 with Carroll on top of Snider here at DeKalb. But we'll get to some other action here around the area. Still waiting for a Southside Jay County score. That's being played at Huntington North. Concordia is up against Dwenger at New Haven, 31-22 at the half. Lures on top of Norwell at the half. I'll get you the score of that here real quick. As we check Jay County Southside, Jay County up 26-17 over Southside with 4:50 left to go in the second quarter. That's out at Huntington North. At the half, Norwell down to Lures, 28-15. Lures in control. That one being played at Columbia City. But we are at the DeKalb Sectional number 5 here, Class 4A, here in the state of Indiana. 23-16 is your score. Carroll Chargers on top by 7. Story of the first half was the turnovers for Snider. Just couldn't keep a hold of the ball with Travels and just fumbling out of bounds, plain and simple. Limited their possessions, but did cut it close within 7, within striking distance as we get set here for the third. Leading scorers for the team, we'll just run down all of them for you here. Jordan Gorman with 2. Jordan Hopkins with the lone 3 ball. Malik Williams with 7. LaDante Hicks Gentry with 4. That's your points for Snider. For Carroll, Avery Fav hit 1. Arius Jones with 3. Kyle Mallers with 7. Anthony Martin with a pair of free throws. He has 2. Jared Hall for the big sophomore coming off the bench with 2. And Kellen Brown with 8, all coming in that first quarter. Did have to sit with the 2 personal fouls majority of that second quarter. So along with Arius Jones, both with 2 personal fouls. Jordan Gorman, the only one with 2 for Snider. Here, as we get set, just a minute remaining on the clock. This is the first game of the doubleheader played at DeKalb High School. I'd like to give a big thank you to Athletic Director Chris Rhodes, being an outstanding host here for this sectional number 5 at DeKalb High School. Before we get started here at half, we're going to send you to our sponsor for a quick word. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We get set for the second half action. Sectional number 5 at DeKalb High School, 23-16, Carroll Chargers on top of SAC Conference foe, the Snider Panthers. This is a rematch of January 29th. Played at the Carroll Fieldhouse, which saw them win 52-47 there at home. Carroll, of course, finished just second place here in the Summit Athletic Conference, right behind Homestead. Carroll, unfortunately, got their first defeat of the season, the last game of the conference clip. And that was against Homestead. Both finished 8-1, but the head-to-head went to the Spartans for their first crown in as many years in the conference. Good catch by Mallers. Help defense came. Perlick now. Starting five for both squads on the floor. Check it. Kitchen will be out for Snider with Hicks Gentry in to replace. Redding with the step back over Williams. No good. Boarded by Brown. Brown out to Mallers. Pump fake. Kicks it to Redding. He can drain it. Can't get it to go. Jones skies for the board. Back out to Perlick, and Carroll will reset. Nope, dribble drive, Mallers, and blocked. As the foul will come against Hicks Gentry, I do believe. If it is, that would be his second. It is team's first of the half. Mallers to the line. Hits the first points of the second half. Mallers will line up a second, of course, committed to Ball State University. As he will become a Cardinal next year in Muncie, Indiana. Hits them both, does Mallers. 9-point advantage now for Carroll. Hopkins. Brown. Both teams staying in this man-to-man defense. Down low to Tennant. That'll be a hold on Perlick, I believe. Good eyes by that baseline referee. They will get it on Riley Perlick. That's his second, team's first. 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Carroll up by 9. A 7-point advantage going into half. Williams now. Baseline dribble drive, cut off by Mallers. Somehow got it up and tipped around, volleyballed around, came down to Brown. Dylan Brown up to Mallers. Mallers has Redding, chooses to keep it. Has the smaller Brown on him, gets a screen from Perlick. Brown went right through it, now they will switch. Good communication on defense for Snider that time. Mallers looked for a back cut from Jones, couldn't find him. Williams. Reverse layup by Mallers, no good. Redding tried for the board, came down by Tennant, not letting Gorman. Has Hopkins, he'll line up a three. No, he will not. Skip pass to Brown. He will for three, no good. And that will be another foul on Perlick, battling with Malik Williams down low. So that will be 3 on Riley Perlick. He'll have to come out as the sophomore will check in. Jared Hoffer gave outstanding minutes for Coach Marty Beasley there in the first half off the bench. Had 2 points. Out to Tennant. Hopkins down low now to Tennant. Spin move baseline, try to go up and under, excuse me. Taken away by Jones, now to Mallers. Back to Jones, they'll set it with 6 minutes to go here in the third. Brown wants Mallers to go down low as they switch back smartly. Deuce Snider. Mallers up top to Brown. Jones was trying to post up on the shorter Hopkins. Mallers kicks it out to Brown, over Williams, can't get it to go, rebounded by Tennant. Out to Gorman, and that'll be a foul on Brown. This one you can't come up with right there. That's 3 fouls now on the senior. He's the glue guy for Marty Beasley. He'll have to take a seat with 5.5 remaining here in the third. (25-16). Snider down by 9. Brown near side to Gorman. Loves the screen from Tennant. Hopkins. He'll rise up. No good. Rebounded by Mallers. Coaching staff wanted to shoot that first attempt, but he did the second. Was just off rhythm-wise as Martin went in just out of control. Rebounded by Williams and looks to push. Williams, and that'll be a charge on Williams. Just out of control. Lost the handle as he was coming up the floor. Ran right into Mallers, who stood strong. Took it in the chest, and that will be Malik Williams' first foul. That's the team's second, as he will check out. In is Hathaway, number 32, Taylor Hathaway. He's a senior. Jones being picked up by Brown. Crab dribble. And took it in and will get bumped. Near side referee is going to call a foul. Just under 5 minutes to go. Snider down by 9 here in the third quarter. Foul is on Keandre Brown, his first. And Coach Marty Beasley will get a timeout. We'll take this opportunity to throw it to our sponsor, Parkview Sports Medicine.
You have been playing time into career instruction from skilled tradesmen for project managers to bank engineers and even company owners. A depth of opportunity is check.org. For more information on the Indian Construction Association, are you built to succeed?
Welcome back to DeKalb High School. First game of the doubleheader. Parkview Sports Medicine bringing you SummitCitySports.com live here from DeKalb High School, Auburn, Indiana. Timeout on the floor by Coach Marty Beasley. Just wanted to regroup the troops, settle them down, up by 9. Have not let Snider score here within the first 3 minutes of this third quarter. But they've only scored a bucket themselves, so that's where we're at, 25-16. Could not be more on the line here on the hardwood at DeKalb High School. Redding looks to inbound, down low into Hoffer. Knocked away by Tennant, will stay, Carroll ball. Figure it out here on the far side. Looks like we're ready for the action. As Redding looks to inbound, watch him come off the screen, out of the inbounds. But they chose to go Jones baseline. They've got away with the push off. Now to Mallers. Carroll in no hurry. Whole left side of the lane just left open, and that was swatted by Williams. But they'll get a foul on Williams. He was coming down off the block, and the near side ref here by midcourt called the foul on Williams. Tough one on the junior, but that will send Arius Jones to the line to shoot a pair. Jones converts the first. We'll get this second attempt. Second attempt for Jones. That is good. So the first 4 points coming from the Carroll Chargers to start this second half. They're up now 27-16. Biggest lead of the game has been 12. Gorman can't get the jumper to go. Well, that will go off of Tennant as he was out of bounds. Foot was on the out of bounds line and it went off his arm. That will be a dead ball. Will go Carroll's way. Carroll now looking to push. There's a three-quarter here. Full court trap comes from Snider. We need to get Hicks Gentry back in the game as Tennant meets Martin at the rim and puts it right back, but could not keep it in bounds. So we'll stay with Carroll. 27-16. Carroll on top, 4:15 remaining in the third. Up top to Jones. Gorman doing a good job, trailing Redding all over the court. Mallers up top. Left-handed dribble drive cut off. Tennant really slacking off Hoffer here, helping defensively as Gorman comes up with the steal, outlets the Tennant with the easy layup. Devin Tennant finally on the board, averages nearly 6 a game, cuts this deficit to 9. Redding, 3-ball, got it, just too good. He was maybe 0 for 3 there in the first half, 0 for 4 unofficially, finally knocking it down. Percentages will work out that way as Hopkins comes right back, the senior, and answers with a 3-ball of his own. Back to a 9-point deficit. Mallers. Good pump fake. Redding left open again. Redding! Another 3-ball. You can't leave the junior open. Averages 15 a game. Now with 6 points on a pair of threes here in back-to-back possessions. Hopkins from deep, no good. Rebounded by Carroll. Up by 12, good look to Hoffer. Just can't get it to go, got his own rebound, put back good. Jared Hoffer providing outstanding minutes for Coach Beasley as Brown. 3-ball, rattles it in, pulls within 11. DeAndre Brown finally on the board. Averages 6.5 a game. He now has 3, 2.5 to go. In the third, 11-point advantage for Carroll. Martin flashed the line. Mallers from the left elbow. So smooth, Kyle Mallers knocks in his 11th point. Back to a 13-point lead as we'll have a foul on the floor. Blocking foul on the floor. Let's see who they get this on. Still waiting for the, it's on Jacob Redding. His first, team's fourth. Hoffer checks out and gets a huge ovation from his student section over there with great minutes off the bench. 37-24, 2:09 to go in the third. Carroll with the commanding lead. Just thrown away that time by Gorman. Need to maybe make a dribble as number 25, Jordan Bridges, checks in for the first time for Carroll. She comes, look for reverse, hands it to Redding. Maybe a 3-second, no call. Out to Jones. Carroll looks to reset, minute 45 to go in the third. Hesitation dribble. Hopkins stays with him, out to Martin. Redding. Good steal by Gorman. Comes up with it. Goes baseline, look for Hicks Gentry. As he does track it down, out to Brown. 3-ball from the top of the key. Back rim, and no good. And we'll get a foul called on Malik Williams. Number 34 going over the back. That will be his third, I do believe. We'll go out of bounds to Carroll. It is his third, team's 5th. Tennant will look to check in. Williams will sit. So Tennant, Hicks Gentry, Hopkins, Gorman, and Brown. Your 5 for Snider. Martin, Jones, Bridges, Hoffer, and Redding. Your 5 for the Chargers. Minute 10. 13-point lead. Good crossover by Jones. Finds Bridges in the corner. No reason to take that shot. Martin will look to drain some clock. Redding. Double team started to come. Baseline by Martin. And almost blocked by Tennant, but Martin finds the strength to get it through. The big fella put it up and in. And he will head to the line to try to convert. Mallers sits. Avery Pfaff checks in for Carroll. As Martin will look to make this a 16-point advantage, the biggest advantage for Carroll. Cannot get the friendly rim. Rebounded by Snider. 47 seconds. And Gorman just lost where Brown was and turned it over. Snider just out of sync here tonight. Nothing all you can really say else about it, as Coach Tudor is frustrated over there on the bench. The story of tonight, just turnovers for the Panthers. We'll have a foul on Hopkins. That will be a 1-and-1. Fath will head back to the line. 1 for 2. Those came in the first, as Hoffer will check in for Martin. Hoffer, Fath, Bridges, Jones, and Redding for Carroll. That's Fath. Gets that one to roll in. 2 for 3 from the line for Avery Fath, the senior. Second one up and is good. Fath with 2 big free throws there, 35 seconds. Pushes it back to a 17-point lead here in the third quarter. Brown takes it all the way to the cup. Will get fouled. Can't get it to go, but took a hard fall. And looks to be okay. DeAndre Brown will head to the line. He will get 2 attempts, as that foul is on number 25, Jordan Bridges, the junior. That's his first. It's the team's 5th. Brown just can't get it to go on the first. Will still get another attempt. 41-24, 29 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Does get the friendly roll that time. Brown 1 for 2 from the line. 16-point advantage for Carroll, looking for the last shot with 25 seconds to go here in the third. Fath. Tennant went for the steal. Bridges, 8 seconds. Hoffer, and almost turned over, regained by Hoffer. He'll rise up from 3, almost got it to go, and put back by Jones. Rebounded by Tennant. Full length court of the shot is no good at the buzzer. That's what we will go into the fourth quarter with your score. The Carroll Chargers up 41-25 over the Snider Panthers. This is SummitCitySports.com. We'll take a short break and send it to our sponsor. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to DeKalb High School Sectional number 5. One more quarter to play here in the first game of the doubleheader. Carroll up 41-25 over Snider. Carroll has been in charge, has had the lead the whole game. It's pretty much a 12-point lead, went down to 7 at half, but Snider never able to get it within that 7. And now we sit with 8 minutes remaining, and Snider, with their season on the line, down by 16 points. Coming out on the floor for Coach Tudor, Hopkins, Gorman, Brown, Williams, and Hicks Gentry. For Carroll, Fath, Martin, Perlick, Mallers, and Kellum. Brown checks back in. Kellum with 3, Perlick with 3. Of course, Malik Williams also has 3. Gorman's just going to rise up and nails it. They needed that. Jordan Gorman with 5 points now, pulls within 13. Obviously, Snider needs a stop. Almost got the steal there. Not called. As you can see, Mallers holding the arm of his defender. Clear as day right in front of the referee. Not called. Mallers. Martin. 7.5 remaining here in the game. Brown comes out to foul. Back to Brown, down low to Mallers. Slight double team. Williams stays in the area. Back out to Pfaff. Perlick with a huge jumper from 15. That's his first bucket. Averages 4.5, has 2. Pushes the lead back to 15. Gorman with the dribble drive, tried to spin it up and in. Couldn't get it to go, but will head to the line to shoot a pair. (43-28). Snider looking to cut into the lead with that clock stopped, and does get the roll. Gorman now with 6. Just a junior. Runs the point for Snider. Second attempt for Gorman and hits it. Snider with some consecutive points, 5 straight, pull within 13, 43-30, 6:50 remaining in the fourth. Reading being hounded by Brown. Coach Tudor wanting a push-off call. Brown takes it all the way in with the right hand, no good. And Williams grabbed the board, and Mallers will get hit with the over-the-back foul. That's just his first, but more importantly, that's the team's 7th. So Snider will head to the line to try to cut into this 13-point deficit with the clock stopped at 6:39. Williams to the line for that 1-and-1. He's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe here this evening. Snider shoots at 70% as a team. Front rim and can't get it to go. Left points. They're at the charity stripe for Snider. Can't afford. As Reading double team for a minute, finds Mallers, takes it all the way in, lays it up with the right hand, good. Kyle Mallers shows the Division I move there with the right hand, laid it up and in as Gorman's feeling it a bit, knocks it down. You can see it in his face, the junior leaving it all on the court. Snider back within 12, 6:07 to go. Williams almost picked the pocket of Mallers. Mallers took it into the paint, little Euro step up and laid it in. Kyle Mallers with a nice move on the gamble from Williams. Back to a 4-point lead for Carroll. Gorman, front rim, no good. Board comes down and they'll get a foul called. Let's see who they get it on. That's on Hicks Gentry. That is his 3rd, the team's 8th. One-on-one coming for the sophomore Arias Jones. 2 for 2 from the line here this evening. It's the first. Jones will get a second. No rebounders for Carroll. Up by 15, 5:44 to go. First game of the doubleheader, sectional number 5 at DeKalb High School here in Auburn, Indiana. Arias Jones knocks him down. 4 for 4 from the line. Gorman crossover, leaves it to Hopkins over Mallers. Mallers may have got a piece. Williams knocked it away, then threw it up to Gorman and knocked it down. To the line is Gorman. Can't get it to go. Snider shooting themselves in the foot right now with the missed free throws. That's Gorman's first miss. Now 2 for 3 from the line. 5:35, down by 16. 49-33 is Snider. Gorman converts the second. Timeout on the floor called by Coach Tudor. We'll take a short break and hear a word from our sponsor, Parkview Sports Medicine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. SummitCitySports.com brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Carrington Thompson on the camera. Tim Atkinson calling your play-by-play here this evening. We'll be here for both games live from DeKalb. Second matchup will be Northrop and East Noble. Teams did not play in the 2015-16 season. It'll be interesting to see how both teams come out and if there's a feeling out period there in the first quarter. So 5:35 remaining in the contest. The right to move on to play Friday night against DeKalb, who is awaiting the winner of this. That will be the first game of the doubleheader Friday, 6 p.m. tip. That will be followed by Northside playing the winner of the East Noble Northrop game. Perlick looks inbound, does the Brown. Here comes the trap. Brown goes right past it. Good kick. Mallers, pump fake. Loves the pump fake, does Mallers. Tennant. Can't be too aggressive out there. Mallers will go right past him. And does. You could see the foul coming as a push on Tennant. That's his second, team's ninth. (49-34), Mallers to the line. Does hit the first. 14 points for Kyle Mallers. That is his average. Bessett with that free throw. 15 now for the senior Ball State commit. Back to a 17-point advantage for Carroll. 5:10 to go. Snider running out of time and possessions. Brown looks down low to Williams. Carroll just does not foul. Gorman, 3-ball. Can't get that one to go. Rebounded by Jones. Looks to push. He does out to Mallers. Mallers going to take it all the way in and can't get it to go, but Redding was there for the easy putback. Now has 8. Does the junior. 19-point advantage for Carroll. Williams, dribble drive, and that time will get fouled. That is on Mallers. His second, the team's ninth. Will send Williams to the line for the 1-and-1. Williams hits the first. Second attempt will come for Williams. So Williams hits both of them. 17-point advantage for Carroll. 53-36, 4:44 remaining. Brown about lost his footing. Perlick. Trap didn't come there as he was stuck in the corner. As Coach Marty Beasley will get a full timeout called as Carroll was having trouble breaking the press. Nice call by Coach Marty Beasley. Experienced coach, 11th year at the school, 161 and 96. Southside finally gets his first lead against Jay County there in the third quarter. Trajan Didier hits a three and goes up by one, 39-38. SummitCitySports.com brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Tim Atkinson calling your play-by-play. I will be here this evening for the doubleheader. Also on Friday for the doubleheader, DeKalb against the winner of this game, and Northside against the winner of our second game, East Noble Northrop. And of course the final, which will be a 7 o'clock tip time here at DeKalb on Saturday, where it will be a huge contest and a great night of high school basketball here in the state of Indiana. Mallard's being pushed out by Williams. Trying to hound him. Left-handed dribble drive, up with the right hand, no good, rebounded by Williams. Williams looks to push. Up to Tennant, ripped away by Jones. Jones smartly just brings it back and then finds a wide open Mallers. Snider just fell asleep there on the defensive recovery transition-wise. Led to the easy bucket for Kyle Mallers. No good, Gorman does save it. Spin move and stolen once again by Jones. 3:40 to go. Jones up top now to Brown. Brown with the dribble drive and pull it back. Hands it to Mallers. 3:20 remaining in the fourth. Carroll happy to kill time. Brown. And will be fouled by Williams. That will be his fourth personal. That's the team's 10th, so a double bonus coming for Carroll. And Kellen Brown has not scored since the first quarter, where he had a quick 8 points. Has been in foul trouble the majority of this game, set the majority of the second quarter. As Kellen Brown, of course, the hero, had a buzzer beater at Northside High School to beat the Redskins. So Brown hits the first to make it a 20-point advantage for Carroll. Tennant and Brown out. So Williams, Gorman, Hathaway, Hicks Gentry, and Hopkins in for Snider. Brown, Jones, Perlick, Mallers, and Redding, your starting five for the Chargers. Down low to Williams, and that's blocked by Brown. It will get hit with the personal, be his fourth personal. Team's 10th. Williams back to the line. He'll get two. Front rims the first. Second attempt coming for Malik Williams. He's a top 40 player in the country, class of 2017, one of the best players in the state of Indiana. No matter the class, just having an off night here this evening, along with the rest of his teammates. Is that one? Snider just let him go all the way to the bucket as Jones tomahawked it down to add insult to injury. And Coach Tudor is fed up, calls a timeout on the lack of defense. Full timeout by Coach Tudor as the Olay defense came into effect for Snider. And Jones went all the way to the right side of the hoop and blasted it home. So 2:51 remaining in the game, 59-36 will be Snider's ball out of the timeout. But what a huge throwdown by Carroll's Arius Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, just a sophomore. He'll be playing at the Fieldhouse for a couple more years, as we're excited to see, along with Jacob Redding, who I've mentioned a couple times, average hits 47% from three. But again, this is a rematch of the January 27th conference game where Carroll won at home over Snider only by 5, 52-47. Don't know if anyone really saw this coming, this dominant of a performance by Carroll. But the Snider Panthers, once they see the game tape, will be extremely upset with the ball control and handling. Just too many turnovers, and that's the other thing right there. Easy misses around the bucket. That time Hicks Gentry did get his own putback. He'll now have 6. 2:38, 59-38 to go. That will send Perlick to the line to shoot a pair. Does hit the first, does Perlick. Now has 3 points, 1 away from his average. Perlick, Jones, Redding, Mallers, and Brown. The 5 for Carroll. Tennant, Hopkins, Hathaway, Gorman, and Hicks Gentry, your 5 for Snider. Hathaway, Gorman. Reach-in fouls will be called on Carroll. 2 foul shots for Jordan Gorman. He's been one of the 2 bright spots for Snider. Just 2 at half, but turned it on here in the 4th quarter with 9 points. But just leaving free throws, empty points at the free throw line. Now 3 for 5. Second one up and good for Jordan Gorman. Now with 12 points for the junior, 61-39. All but over here as we just waiting for the clock to expire here at DeKalb. 2:10 to go, 61-39 is the score. As Coach Tudor, I'm sure, will go to his seniors. Right now on the floor, all but one is a senior, that is Gorman. Here's Perlick back up top to Redding. A slow start to the contest. Finally got going by Carroll. Minute 45. Carroll plays keep away. He's finally fouled. Arius Jones is fouled by Hopkins. That will get Sam Kitchen in the game, senior. Arius Jones does get the friendly roll. Now 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. 10 points for the sophomore, doubled up his average as the Carroll fans give a huge ovation to the starters as they come out, all but Jones, as Avery Fath is waiting and will check in if he makes. Does make, so 5 for 5 for Jones. What an outstanding game for the sophomore. Gets a hand from the fans and a handshake from Coach Beasley as Carroll came out and dominated the Panthers here at DeKalb. 63-39, minute and a half to play. Kitchen, Hathaway, Hopkins, Hicks, Gentry, and Tennant. Hicks Gentry from 18, no good. Knocked around, picked up by Hathaway. Good finish by the senior. That's his first bucket. Here's Fath. The 5-4 Carroll with a minute 04 is Fath. Bridges, number 5, Daniel McKeeman, a freshman. Number 12, who is not on our roster. Apologize to the young fella. And number 15, Nathaniel Fish, in the game for Carroll. As they will move on and play the winner, and will play the host squad, the DeKalb Barons, Friday night, 6 p.m. Pfaff hits the first. Second attempt coming. No good, rebounded by Snider. 64-41, we're under a minute. SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Tim Atkinson along with Carrington Thompson on the camera, giving you the live action here from DeKalb all week long as Kitchen gets on the board in his last game as a Snider Panther. So good to see as Bridges just can't get it to go. Rebounded almost by Williams. Put back up, no good. And that looked like that went off Kitchen. It did. Will stay with Carroll. 24.1 seconds remaining. 64-43. Huge statement for the Chargers, and head coach Marty Beasley has got to be immensely happy with the production from his players here this evening. Just 30 minutes here north of Fort Wayne, Indiana. So that will do it. That will be our final score. Carroll will win it 64-43 to move on to play Friday night at 6 p.m. as we'll get a check on the score. We'll make it 64-45 as Snider scores late. But for our first contest, started out slow, then Carroll really ramped it up here at DeKalb High School. They win by the score 64-45. We're going to take a short break here and regather our thoughts, get ready here for the second game of our doubleheader, which will be East Noble and Northrop High School. We'll take a short break. We'll send you to our sponsor for a short word and join you here as we get closer to game time.